There's a reason your body hoards fat, craves sugar, and panics without food for more than a few hours. It's not because something is wrong with you. It's because your body is still preparing for a winter that stopped coming 12,000 years ago. And no matter how hard you try to override it, a part of your biology refuses to believe the famine is over. Think about how a craving actually feels. Not hunger, craving. That specific obsessive pull toward sugar and fat that shows up at 9 p.m. when you're not even hungry. That's not a character flaw. That's a 2-million-year-old survival algorithm doing exactly what it was built to do. Here's the thing. For 99% of human history, calories were never guaranteed. Food came in feast or famine cycles. A successful hunt meant eating until you couldn't move. A bad season meant starving for weeks. Your ancestors who survived weren't the ones who ate moderately. They were the ones whose bodies obsessively stored every spare calorie as fat, just in case tomorrow brought nothing. And it's not just cravings. Look at how your body handles fasting. Skip one meal and something strange happens. Your focus scatters. Your mood drops. You start thinking about food constantly. That's not weakness. That's an ancient alarm system, and it's not subtle. It's loud on purpose. Because for most of human history, ignoring hunger for too long meant dying. Then there's sugar specifically. Your brain releases more dopamine from sugar than from almost anything else you'll eat today. That's not an accident. And it's not a design flaw. In the wild, sugar meant ripe fruit. Ripe fruit meant a rare, calorie-dense jackpot before winter. Loving sugar wasn't a weakness back then. It was the difference between surviving the cold season and not. In 1962, geneticist James Neal proposed something that would eventually explain almost all of this. He called it the thrifty gene hypothesis. His idea was simple but radical. Populations that survived repeated famines evolved genes that made their bodies exceptionally efficient at storing fat during times of plenty. Not a flaw, a survival advantage, hardwired over hundreds of thousands of years. For nearly every generation before ours, that thrifty biology was a gift. Bodies that stored fat efficiently survived winters that killed the bodies that didn't. Over 2 million years, natural selection quietly built a species optimized for scarcity. And that biology hasn't gone anywhere. Your body still runs on hormonal systems built for that world. Leptin, the hormone that's supposed to tell your brain, you have enough fat, stop eating, works differently than it used to. In a world of constant abundance, your brain can become resistant to that signal entirely. It's not that you're not getting the message, it's that the message stops registering. The same way a smoke alarm that never stops blaring eventually gets ignored. Insulin tells a similar story. Your body evolved to spike insulin around rare bursts of sugar, store the energy fast, and bring levels back down before the next feast. Today, sugar isn't rare. It's everywhere, all day, every day. Your insulin system is still running the old program, just constantly, on a species that no longer experiences famine. Now, here's where it gets complicated, because this isn't the whole story, and modern science actually complicates Neal's original idea in an important way. Newer research suggests the thrifty gene hypothesis alone doesn't fully explain the modern obesity crisis. It's not just that your ancient biology is malfunctioning, it's that your ancient biology is functioning perfectly in an environment it was never built for. Some researchers call this the mismatch hypothesis. The problem isn't a broken body, it's a correct body dropped into the wrong century. For 2 million years, high-calorie food was rare, physical activity was mandatory, and food scarcity was a real, recurring threat. Today, calorie-dense food is everywhere, physical activity is optional, and famine essentially doesn't exist in the developed world. Your genes didn't get worse. Your environment changed faster than evolution could ever keep up with. But here's what still doesn't add up completely. Not everyone responds to this modern environment the same way. Some people can eat in abundance their whole lives and never trigger the ancient famine storage response the way others do. Scientists still don't fully understand why the same 2-million-year-old programming expresses so differently from person to person. Some bodies seem locked permanently in famine prep mode. Others barely notice the switch was ever there. We know the mechanism. We don't fully know why some genetic lines hold on to it so much tighter than others. So, the next time you're standing in front of the fridge at 9 p.m., not truly hungry but unable to stop thinking about food, remember what's actually happening. You're not undisciplined. You're not broken. You're a body built across 2 million years to survive winters that no longer come, standing in a kitchen that never runs out of food, still bracing for a famine that ended 12,000 years ago. And somewhere, deep in a part of your biology older than language itself, the alarm is still ringing. It just never got the message that the Ice Age is over.